Hello, my name is Joe, and welcome to another edition of Joe's Super Fantabulous PC Gaming Channel, where I'm here in Planetbase, the outer space building and economy simulator, where we go to other planets and we try to build successful colonies. And today, whoops, oh, you know what? I had a change of heart about this. Let's go ahead and change a couple of things. We're going to change the placement of some of these items here. Matter of fact, yeah, we're going to change this too. That can stay. And let's shut some things down. We need to conserve power in order to make it through the night. We're not using our sick bay. Let's see. I'm going to shut down semiconductor manufacturing. We need to continue with spare parts because our solar cells still break down from time to time. Let's go ahead and shut down robotics construction. We'll go ahead and we'll leave up the automated repair to keep the robots up. And this is probably going to upset people the most, shutting down the bar. So we'll let this colonist finish her adult beverage, and then we're going to go ahead and close the bar to save power. So we're running low on power to last through the night, and we do need to have more power generation, so I'm going to move it over here. It'll be easier because it'll be close to this airlock. It'll allow the colonists to service things without having to be on the surface quite so much. There we go. We'll go ahead and prioritize this construction, but I was going to put up 2 cells. Whoops. This doesn't want to fit. Using a little planet-based magic, we can say, well, I was thinking of building something there, and it will scoop out that area for us. There we go. So hopefully we can get the materials we need in order to put up this panel. I hope. As you can see, power storage is critical. Oh, shoot. We have more people coming. We're probably going to end up with a power outage situation, which is bad because that means that no... you know what? Let's go ahead... shoot, I don't want to disable this, but we need the power. I'm trying not to discourage anyone from coming to the colony so that we can reach our 300 colonist goal before 7 days, or well, 70 days have elapsed for the colony in order to make the achievement. Every time power gets interrupted, food production is interrupted, which is, here we go again. And we have to wait until the sun comes up before we'll have power. Well, at least this solar panel is being serviced, so it'll be able to be in good working order and ready to generate 100% power by the time the system comes back up. You know what? Since power is so critical, why don't we wait on this cabin and we'll use the materials here to help build our solar panel. That way, while the robots and colonists are stranded on the surface, at least they can move those materials over here to complete this construction. Yeah, and now the oxygen problems start. With no power comes no oxygen generation. So the colonists that are inside are burning through their oxygen. Come on, sun. I need the bloody sun to come back. Okay, here comes a carry bot to come and grab this metal. The nice thing about the bots is that they're much faster on the surface than the colonists are. So I'd much rather these supplies be picked up by bots than people. Ah, and here comes the sun. I was hoping to be able to get this panel up and going before sunrise so that we could benefit from the power that it could generate, but oh well. Although, we just need one more unit, and I think it's being brought to us by a carry bot, so at least the bot should be able to get here as soon as, well, possible. Okay, let's go ahead and fire the landing pad back up. Like I said, we don't want to discourage colonists from coming here. We need everybody we can get in order to make our goal. Oh good, the solar panel has all the materials it needs, but we're losing the daylight. How long before an engineer decides to, or a construction bot comes out to put this thing up? Oh, hey, you know what? That looks like a constructor bot right now. I hope the bot's coming here. Come on, take a left. All right. Put up that panel and connect it so that we can get some extra power. The bad thing is that on this planet the days are short, so we have to be able to get as much power as we can while the sun is available. Unfortunately, we're probably going to have to go into the night without having our power collectors filled, which will be bad. As you can see, we're still low on oxygen in several structures, and people are hungry because of the food production is behind. In fact, you know what? Here. In order to help with the food production, we should probably generate more food in order to get the colony back on balance. Okay, we have a new medic. Let's change our landing instructions based on the personnel that we have. We have plenty of medics and engineers right now. What we really need are biologists and workers. But mostly workers. Oh, until these bioplastics are moved, I can't designate anything. I was thinking that if I have an airlock here, it'll make it easier for personnel to come out and work in this environment. Ah, yeah, the hard part is metal. We are short on metals. Oh, look at that. We still have daylight, and I'm really glad to see these power collectors filling up. I would like to have them all full before we go into the night. I don't know if they will be. We're losing the day. Yeah, we'll keep this this bar shut down. It would be a big help if we could process more metal than we're able to. It's a bit of a quandary. I'm debating whether or not to expand food or materials processing first. I mean, we're going to limp along until we can get enough metal for the biodome. But we can only process things so fast. It looks like these metal processors are, well, that one's not full, but as soon as the ore is brought in, it should be. So they're running all the time, and we have enough workers in order to get everything going. but we're capped at the rate we can produce that stuff, so we do need to expand the processing of metals. This is an example of why I want to put an airlock closer to this section so that the colonists don't have to walk across the surface so much, get so tired, hungry. Let's see, where is the nearest airlock? Oh, all the way over there. But it's more materials in order to put one up. So for now, they're just going to have to endure it. The reason that I am locating this biodome over here is that we already have a large investment in terms of laboratories, other biodomes. Well, as you can see, multiple labs for tissue generation and growing various different plants. So we have the biological staff over in this section anyway, so they can bounce back and forth between these. And we'll add additional birthing facilities, and we have a little satellite bar and a little satellite canteen here. But if we add additional biodomes in this section in order to support the colony, I may put up a large compound canteen or bar on this section of the base also, just so that the workers in that area don't have to go so far in order to get to work. Okay, good. Another worker. We can always use more workers. Ooh, and the solar panel is complete. And it looks like they did fill up that final collector, which is good. I was worried that we would go into the night without that. So, I'm trying to think of where I can put more collectors, let's see. Wherever there's an airlock, what I try to do is I try to put the solar panels as close as possible to the airlocks because they have to be serviced on a regular basis. Meanwhile, these power collectors, unless they're hit by meteorites, they don't require any maintenance at all. So they can be located further away. So that's why as I'm looking around, I'm trying not to take up valuable real estate close to an airlock that could potentially be used for power generation. I want to ensure that we capture as much power as possible when it's available. You know what? We seem to be okay on food. I'm noticing, well, as long as we keep the power up. I hate to do this to the colonists, but it's probably more important that we build another processing plant. And this one will be dedicated to processing ore. Sorry, guys. You'll just have to move those materials over. But you'll thank me later, because once we're able to have more ore processing, we won't be so constrained in terms of metal production. On top of that, we probably need to expand our mining capacity. So the additional workers that we're getting will be able to help with that. I know. Right now, my colonists would be cursing me. It's like, this guy's changing his mind. It's like, well, I'm trying to keep you alive. I'm trying to ensure that we meet our goals, too. Now the processing plant will draw more power. So that's why I want to ensure that we do have plenty of power generated and stored to be able to last through the night. Okay, let's see, who do we have here? Whoops, this is an attack. Everybody inside. We can't let them inside the base, otherwise they'll kill everyone. Whoops, and they are pretty speedy and determined to come in here and kill people. Okay, did I shut down all the airlocks? I guess so. Okay, power storage is critical, however, here comes the sun. Here, let's see if we can get our colonists inside. Here's a bit of a trick. Our hostile visitors are pretty motivated to kill people, so they are quick, but my colonists are not. And they'll move to the first airlock that they see that's open. If I close the airlock right before the invaders get there, they'll simply go to the next airlock that's available. But my colonist continues to the open airlock that I had designated. Now I can shut this one, and now I have all my colonists inside. Now the robots don't need to come inside, they don't need oxygen. So we'll just turn off the alert, and the drill bots can go back to work. Alright, see, they're going to go back to the mine. Oh shoot, we do have one colonist still on the surface. Well, yeah, and his O2 levels are 50%. Alright, well, we're going to have to turn the alert back on. By having it on yellow alert, that keeps the colonists from diving out the nearest airlock. So again, our speedy assassins come up here, and right before they get here, whoops, oh, I shut off the wrong one. Here, turn that on. They'll U-turn. I can turn it back on. They won't notice that. This allows our colonist to get inside so that he can get food and water. Okay, I think all of our airlocks are closed. Now, unfortunately, we have some new colonists that have arrived on the surface, but that's okay. That means that they are fresh in terms of oxygen, food, water, and they will just have to wait. Actually, the worker here, let's see, could potentially go into the mine and get started. Oh, and they can help move things around the surface, yeah, while they're waiting. So that we can see about getting things in place for the processing plant. Okay, I'm just waiting for their meter to go down and for these intruders to die. Then we can open everything back up. In the meantime, the processing plants are busy chewing up the metal here. That's part of the reason why I would like to expand our mining facilities so that we can have more raw ore on hand at any given time, so that in times like this where we have to basically put the base on lockdown, we'll be able to get things done. Whoops. Looks like we got hit. One of our drill bots was in there and was destroyed. Oh well, it happens. Better it be a bot than a person. Okay, meanwhile our new colonists are working hard on the surface. Okay, going to the mine. Oh good, there's more bioplastics to be hauled over. So, at least they can be productive while we're waiting for the visitors to die. Our colony has no weapons. I don't have any guards. Basically, everyone here has to work. And the guards would normally just aimlessly wander around and wait for a hostile intruder to fight. But I need all of the manpower, so our only defense is to basically just lock the doors. Whenever the attackers come to the base, their ship abandons them, so their only hope is to take the base over by force. So defeating them is as quick and easy as simply locking the airlocks. Now they're not doing so good. Would you kindly die? Meanwhile, our drill bots are still being productive, which is good. So there'll be lots of ore ready to be hauled in when we're able to open the airlocks. And it looks like we have all the metal standing by to put together our processing plant. Ah, excellent. Music to my ears. But just as a precaution, let's make sure that they are really dead. I don't think they'll be getting back up, but better safe than sorry. Okay, intruders have been killed. Okay, so we are open for business. Okay, good. We have more workers arriving. Now that the airlocks are open, we can see about bringing out, you know what, let's go ahead and prioritize this for construction. I do want to put together the power collector also, but we desperately need to be able to process more metal. Oh, hopefully this guy gets into an airlock soon. I don't want a colonist collapsing on the surface. This also highlights why we probably need to have additional airlocks in other areas so that the colonists don't have quite so far to go at any given time. Wow, he is really getting low. Let's see if he makes it. He should be going to this airlock here. Come on. Not much further. Ooh, I see traumatic injuries. Let's go ahead and reactivate the sick bay so that they can get treated. We have plenty of medical supplies on hand. What? Where are you going? This guy's about to asphyxiate. Come on, get inside. Alright, finally. Yeah, I bet he's not happy. Well, at least he's alive to be unhappy. Okay, the processing plant is ready for assembly. Oh, and the power collector has been put up too. So, as the new sun rises, we'll be able to charge up more than ever before. Hopefully. Looks like we are short. Well, no, it says that we're not. I was thinking that it was one metal and one bioplastic to make the connection, but I guess I don't see the bioplastic, but I'm not going to complain. If they can put that connection up and we can get the processing plant going, that'll be fine. Maybe it's just not rendering. Whoops, here comes another ship. I'm always nervous every time a ship lands, because you never know. Okay, good. More biologists. Okay, our processing plant is up. And this processing plant will be focused on processing metal. Not only that, but we probably, as I was mentioning, will need to increase the amount of metal that we mine. So let's go ahead and put an airlock right here. And from that airlock, we are going to set up some mines. Well, you know what? Here, we'll put up the airlock first. Okay, getting low on power storage, but the sun is coming. Well, here, I am curious. Did I leave enough room? Probably not. Oh, well, we can get one right here. That should be no problem. Yeah, you know what? Here, we'll go ahead and we'll queue it up. Prioritize that. This way we'll have ore being fed straight into the processing plant. Yikes. That was close. If that had killed all those biologists, we'd be in trouble. At some point, we need to see about getting up some meteorite defenses. Probably sooner rather than later. I'm sure that this part of the base is okay for oxygen, but what I want to do is use this as a hub to connect other services, and most notably, to put an airlock on this section of the base. So we'll also prioritize this construction. Well, but you know what? Here, let's get the one over by the processing plant first, before we concentrate on that. Oh, it looks like this is all fully funded. Oh, okay. I guess we can go ahead and do that then. I just want to make sure I'm not taking away focus. There we go. Another worker and more biologists. So what we'll do here is that now that we're able to process more metals, we'll use that to be able to build that other biodome that I was talking about. And we'll have the biologists on hand to man it in order to get it up and going. So these long treks across the surface hopefully will end once this airlock here in this area is put up, and that way the colonists won't have so far to go as we build out this section here with additional biological services. It was a close call with that other fellow earlier as he was getting ready to be asphyxiated. I prefer a lot less of that. Okay, we'll have to just give them time. They'll build out these other services, and then they'll erect the new mines that will feed the processing plant. That's one of the things that it's kind of fun about Planetbase is that basically everything is connected. One thing requires another thing, which requires another thing, which leads to another thing. Yeah, see, lots of unhappy colonists are like, I hate going across the surface with this stuff, Joe. And I'm like, I know. That's why I'm trying to give you a local airlock where it'll be much easier to get to things. I mean, you'll still be trudging through the base. That's the other thing is that with additional metal, I'm hoping to reactivate our semiconductor manufacturing and therefore make more robots to carry things so the colonists don't have to do this stuff themselves. Okay, we are pending some metal in order to put up that airlock. Oh, and here it comes. So after this, we'll be short just one metal unit in order to erect all of this section. Hopefully it'll be brought by an engineer or a construction bot who will then be able to assemble all of that. Oh, and we see the mines getting their materials in order to get started. It's good to see all these power collectors filled, which means we probably have excess power generation capacity. I want to be able to capture every ounce of power that we can generate. Whoops, here comes a ship. Friend or foe? Friends, excellent. Well, a single friend. That's probably the next thing on the list. We need a starport. Unfortunately, starports require a lot of metal, so we had to wait in order to get the processing plant up to even think of adding a starport. With a starport and a landing pad, together we should be able to get more colonists in here in order to reach our goal of 300 colonists by the time 70 days have elapsed. We're almost halfway there, well, more than halfway. and we're only 1/3 to our goal, so we need to accelerate getting people down here. A starport able to land larger ships would help with that. Oh, you know what? Speaking of which, I'm sitting here looking at this water tower, and I was thinking to myself, the grid consumes 21, and it only produces 21. Before we put up additional biodomes, we have to expand our water generation. So something else that requires metal. Probably put an extra connection here, otherwise this is a single point of failure for all this water and power storage. Because, if there's only one connection, eventually some meteorite will bullseye it. Just always seems to work out that way. Let's see. You know what? I'm trying not to, like I said, take up valuable real estate too close to an airlock. So this is a lot of construction to queue up, but I need to see where I can place things. As you can see, we're going to lean very heavily on that ore processing plant, because all of these depend on metal. So everything requires metal in order to be put up here, and so we are counting on this plant to produce that. So that's why we're erecting additional mines, and hopefully we're getting more and more workers to land to be able to keep these processors running. As you can see, they're not all full, at least not yet. So every ounce of ore that we have is in a processor. None of it is making to storage, making its way there, which is good. I would rather all the metal be in processors, well, all the ore that is, and being turned into metal units. So it's the best efficiency we can manage for now. And we have plenty of projects for all the metal that's coming out of ore processing, so that we can get all of these items up. Now, by default, Planetbase will prioritize power generation and storage over something like the starport. So I shouldn't have to tell the colonists. I mean, I could prioritize one construction versus another, but they should, emphasis on should, choose to put up the power services before they put up everything for the starport. Good, more workers. More workers are important because they are the ones who do all the mining and they run the processing plants. So that as one worker gets tired and goes off shift, if there's still ore in the machine, they can tag in someone else so that the plant's processing continues 24 hours a day, or, well, however many hours a day we have on this planet. Oh, you know what? Now that our power generation needs are met, and I was going to turn the bar back on, but we are kind of low on food. We're adding more, we're adding more colonists, but we have not increased our food generation capacity. Okay, well, never mind. I guess I'll keep the bar shut off. The bar consumes all of these drinks machines, take vegetables, ferment them, and turn them into alcoholic products. The problem is that we don't have a lot of vegetables, so we could end up making people go hungry, and they will gladly go hungry, because given a choice between food or alcohol, they'll always choose alcohol. It's just something about Planetbase logic. Whoops, we are really low on power, but the sun is coming. Yeah, you can see that power collector just going down. That's why we're going to generate more power and store it. Oh, and speaking of priorities, notice how power generation is receiving materials, power generation and storage, whereas nothing has gone to water extraction or, well, I guess they do have one for the connection for the new starport, but that might have gone up before I queued up the new solar panel. So they have a certain order of priority that they use anyways, but then you can also override that by specifying, no, I want you to focus on this. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and do that. We only need 2 metal units in order to finish this panel. There's 1 needed for the collector. See, they've gone ahead and split things. We could have one or the other already up, but unfortunately it's a mixed bag here. You know what? Here's an idea. And this will be a little radical. Shoot. I was thinking I could recycle the pad in order to get that power generated now, but I'm trying not to impede having any new colonists come to the colony. It's a dilemma. Okay, all of our mines are up. Whoops, speaking of impeding, here's a ship now. Okay, good. More workers. Well, another worker and another biologist, but yeah, we're going to get kind of tight here. We've got to get everything put together to where we can be able to build another biodome. In fact, let's go ahead and queue that up. Because we're going to have to generate more food. Oh, good. The solar panel is going up. Excellent. Okay, this will be our next priority. And it is connected. So, our new panel is generating power. And we have half a day left. So, by the end of the day, all of our power collectors should be fully topped off. Now, let's see. Oh, this power collector is fully funded and just needs assembly. And here comes a constructor bot now. So, hey, wouldn't it be great if we could get this one full by the end of the day too? I'm watching how quickly these are filling. It's possible. We still have enough daylight left. We'll be able to go into the night with plenty of power. But we'll need to have more water before we can put up that other biodome, so we'll prioritize the water extraction next. The good thing is that water extractors don't use very much metal. It just requires 2 units for this medium extractor. And after that, we'll be able to put up the large biodome. Since we have a local airlock, the colonists don't have far to go as they go out onto the surface, so it should be much easier to put this up than when we were working over here earlier. Eventually, we'll go ahead and we'll connect it over here as well. I'm actually thinking maybe it might be 2 biodomes over in this vicinity. And of course, some additional berthing cabins and whatnot, so that the personnel can eat, be entertained, and work and sleep all within the same area. I want the biologists to come in this way and then never leave. Just work till they drop, and then just be able to flop in a cot, right there at the office. I know it's an evil HR person's dream come true, right? Sitting there, rubbing your hands together maniacally. They eat, sleep, and work all in the same place. Once they come into the office, they never leave. And they work until they die. I've met a lot of evil HR departments. I would like to believe that there was another kind, but I guess so far I just have never come across one. Oh, let's see what we have here. Speaking of evil, friend or foe, who goes there? Whoops, foe. And now we have more airlocks to choose from. Everybody get inside. Okay, well, if you're not going to bring it there, there we go. I was going to see these intruders are so quick. Okay, good. See, my colonists are getting in safely, while the intruders are busy going to an airlock that I'm about to shut down before they get there. I'm just kind of leading them on a chase. Where are you guys going? Why didn't you go into this airlock? They were probably keyed on this one for some reason. Alright, well, I will power this one back up so that my workers can get inside. Each airlock has a finite queue, so if the queue overflows, colonists will simply go to another airlock in order to get in. Okay, and I can't forget we have this newer airlock over here, so the visitors are probably on their way to that one because it's the only airlock that was open. Now that we have everybody inside and all the airlocks are shut down, we can go ahead and cancel the alert because there's no danger of a colonist foolishly going outside or a visitor, well, intruder, that's what they are, is hostile intruders getting inside to kill everybody. Now they could just stand here and wait to die. Meanwhile, all of the ore that we have inside can be processed. Oh, is this stuff sitting on the surface and not... Oh, shoot. It is, isn't it? It looks like we've already processed everything that we had inside. Well, that highlights why we need to be able to mine more and drag it in. So that in situations like this, well, if everybody's inside, might as well power these mines down. Conserve power. Oh, you know what? Here we have some new colonists. I'm going to go ahead and, whoops. Oh, but you know what? Let's keep the yellow alert going, otherwise the colonists will jump outside. This will allow our new arrivals in. Meanwhile, our hostile visitors are, well, let's see, where are they? They're running around out here someplace. There they are. So they see that I've opened up the airlock and they are making a beeline for it. But it's a game of cat and mouse. Because as soon as I have my new colonists inside, I'm going to turn it off. So nobody else needs to come in. Now I'm going to power this airlock up specifically so that I can decoy the intruders back down here to this side of the base. That way, if we have another ship land, we can be able to get the colonists inside while the attackers will be too far to make it to the airlock that I open. There we go. So once they've started their death march, I don't have to worry about them. I can just turn it off, and they'll keep going where I want them to. It's good to see metal piling up. We have various different projects that require metal. Oh, wow. You know, the extractor is already finished. Or, well, funded, I should say. Not completed. Which means the metal that we have ready is for the starport and the biodome. We'll prioritize the biodome because we need food. Oh, and we don't need this alert. After all the airlocks are shut, so the colonists can't go outside and cause problems. Unfortunately, well, you know what? Here, let's go ahead and shut down the processing plants. Without any ore to process, there's nothing for them to do, so we might as well conserve power. Let's see, how are these guys doing in terms of oxygen levels? You know what, I think we might be able to get by. I'm going to be bad. I would like to bring all this ore inside and get it processed. I was kind of hoping that these... There we go, that's what I was hoping for. I was hoping that they were already too far gone, that they would collapse and asphyxiate before they could reach the airlocks and cause problems. We need to get the colony back to work. Okay, intruders have been killed. Excellent. Airlocks are all open for business. Okay, and we're getting more water extraction up. We probably also need to store more water. It will help us to be more resilient in the event of, because the water extraction levels go up and down. It's just kind of varies by time of day. At least that's the way it seems. The good thing is that water tanks, like the extractors, don't require a lot of metal in order to function. Let's see, maybe we can put up 2. Let's see. You gonna let me? It doesn't like the fact that it's a little deep over here. Hey, you know what? Maybe we could dig out here a little bit. Planetbase can be a little finicky. There we go. You can kind of do this little trick where you say, hey, I'm thinking of building something here in order to dig it out. And now, where I couldn't fit a larger water tank before, now I can. Okay, so as resources are available, they'll go ahead and put up those water tanks. But for now, we'll concentrate on finishing the biodome. We've added quite a few personnel in a short amount of time, but we haven't increased the amount of food that we generate, so I'm a little nervous. Fortunately, we have plenty of bioplastics on hand, which will be used in order to put up all the vegetable pads quickly. Come on, I would like to... There we go. I can get it to fit. So this will provide housing for the biologists, plus they'll have food and recreation here. The starport is still pending some metal, but with ore processing back up, we should be able to get it in fairly short order. Whoops, here we go. Friend or foe? Please don't be an attack. Oh, looks like a friend. Okay, so the night begins, and all our power collectors are full again. I feel like we're not capturing enough power here. We can never have enough power. Because to not have enough means death. So... more metal construction queued. That makes our ore processing plant an MVP for the base. Ah, excellent. The biodome is going up. Finally. Okay, so let's go ahead and queue up. Tomato pads, lettuce pads, some onions. I guess these are radishes. Yeah, and for a little bit of spice, put in some mushrooms. All right, activate. So with a new water extractor up, we should now have all the water and power we need to support an additional biodome. In fact, we could probably put up 2. So here, let's see. We'll go ahead and we will queue up another biodome. But we'll prioritize completion of the cabin first. That way we'll have berthing for our biologists to be able to work locally here once this biodome gets operational. Now the problem is that by adding more personnel to this area, like I said, it's going to put a strain on our satellite canteen and bar. So we'll probably need to have their own dedicated facilities on this side of the base. This poor starport. It's going to take a little while. There are other things of greater priority. You know what? Let's also prioritize the power collector. I would like to have that up and running by the time the new day dawns, so that we can ensure that we capture all the power that we can. In fact, actually I'd like to put up 2. You know what? Wait a minute. I'm wondering how much of this I can shim down in order to make more room for construction here. Whoops. Sounds like a ship landing. Okay, it's just a worker. If I miss one of these ships landing filled with hostile attackers, it could be devastating for the colony. Every colonist that we have is precious in order to try and make our goal by day 70. Yikes, and the meteorites are always there to remind us, hey Joe, have you forgotten about us? I'm like, no, I have not. I promise I have not. Okay, good, the new biodome is operational. Now, will we have biologists to man it? Whoops, oh. And we don't want them traipsing across the installation in order to rest. So, like I said, we just provide them berthing on site. Whoops, I see a lot of people are thirsty. That's a problem. Is there no space for... There probably isn't. Oh, wait a minute. No, there is. Right, there we go. We need to provide for their needs. The more people that are over here, the more water they need to be able to drink simultaneously. Water fountains just require bioplastic, so it should be no problem. Oh yeah, we still don't have the metal for the water tanks. You're the MVPs, ore processing. We need that metal. That's not good. I see ore processors without workers. Oh, okay. It looks like the workers are coming on shift here. I guess we're seeing a shift change. It's good to see so many of them running simultaneously. Okay, it's almost dawn. This is why I'm trying to put up yet another power collector, because we never seem to have enough power. Of course, as we expand, the amount of power that we burn each night increases, so I'm trying to capture as much power as I can for the colony. Okay, that's our last resource. Now, oh, what is it? A biologist? No, it's an engineer, but he's not going to put this stuff together. Hopefully a constructor bot does. Okay, please don't be hostile. We have work to do. Okay, good. Yeah, power storage is critical, but the sun is here. There we go. Sleep it off, guys. That's why that's here. In fact, we probably need another one. I'll attach a second cabin here. After all, there are going to be a lot of biologists in this area working. Yeah, see how this table is filled with people eating? That's why we need to expand our canteen, or sitting on the floor drinking. It's like, man, I have seen some stuff on this colony. It's like, okay, we will expand our services on this side of the base. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't drink everybody to starvation. Speaking of which, here, we can go ahead and reactivate this bar. Now that we have plenty of... I don't like to see people thirsty. Oh, yeah, there were all these water fountains that were disabled because that bar was shut down. Ooh, that also means that we've just increased the amount of water we are demanding. Let's see. How is... Water storage is good. No, we're producing 29 but consuming 30. So we are overloaded. Whoops, and the meteorites love to say hello. Need to get up some kind of defenses. Well, now that our metal needs look like they're going to be met, we can resume semiconductor manufacturing. So let's go ahead and start back up. These chips have multiple purposes. For one, they'll enable us to build a bunch of robots, but more importantly, they'll also be able to provide for the defense of the colony. Whoops. Speaking of which, let's keep an eye out. The starport's never going to get built. Okay, they're friends. Oh, that's right. We require telescopes before we can think more metal. I want to put at that starport, but everything requires metal. Okay, good. The biodome is up. So again, there's no real rhyme or reason to it. I just kind of like doing a little pattern. It doesn't make a difference. Where it does make a difference is in terms of varieties. Planetbase is set up so that based on what foods that are available, that determines what comes out of the meal makers. So let's see, how far are we away from... Yeah, see, it would have to be dragged all the way over here, so I'm not going to bother to plant any starchy plants over here, because they would have to be dragged across the base all the time. Whoops. I don't know, perhaps another biodome that would just be starchy plants in order to feed bioplastics processing, although they seem to be doing okay. They have not been able to get down to 0 yet. Of course, we'll see the semiconductor foundries are going to demand bioplastics, as does the lab for its medical supplies, so we should have constant demand for them. Oh, and let's go ahead and activate here. Let's get these beds in place. Whoops. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, so we have our beds queued up, and we activate the cabin, and that will indicate to the colonists, drag some bioplastics over here, as does this all the stuff queued up here in the biodome. So we should start to see a bioplastics parade across the base, and we see that. Everybody's pitching in order to get these constructions done internally. Meanwhile, ore processing is working diligently to ensure that metal is available for all the different constructions that we have requested. See, we have our new medium water tank, which is filling up. Whoops. Let's see, who do we have? More workers, that's good. You know what, I want my starport. And it would probably also help to have the landing pad further away. So I'm going to take a risk and recycle the landing pad, and hopefully they take the metal and use it to finish the starport, so that we're not without colonists for coming down for an extended period of time. Hopefully. Okay, the extractor is funded. We still need some for the water tank. Ooh, the starport's nearly complete anyways. Maybe I recycled that landing pad for nothing. Well, here, we can put it back right over here. This will give any hostile intruders even further to go in order to get to our airlocks. This will give us more time to react in the event of an attack. Okay, look at that. The starport is fully funded. All right, then as soon as someone can get out there and assemble it, we will have it available. Oh, we finally burned through the bioplastics. It'll take a little while before that catches up. So for now, these beds go unmade, at least for a little while. Yeah, perhaps we could use yet another biodome, although one focused on producing starchy plants. See all these unhappy colonists? Fortunately, we now have everything we need in order to make lots of alcohol. So we'll turn those frowns upside down. See, there's one disappearing already. It's like, you know what? I don't know why I came here. I just want to get off this planet. There we go. All those little frowns disappearing with generous amounts of alcohol. Oh, see, here's another sad person. It's like, man, I hate this planet. That's okay. The bar is doing its job. Make my colonists happy. Whoa, what happened here? Oh, did this thing get bullseyed by a meteorite when I wasn't paying attention? It must have been. The starport is up. Now it just needs to be connected. Okay, we are open for business. Now, if Kame, you could put the landing pad together. Well, I guess that's what this constructor bot will do. The bad thing is that starport's going to demand a lot of power versus what the landing pad was consuming, so we'll need to see about expanding power generation, just in case. Because we want to be able to run the starport all the time. See, the landing pad only needed 5, but that starport requires 33. So next metal item on the list, another solar panel. Why not 2? We'll prioritize constructing this one first, and of course that means we'll need more power collectors and yada yada yada. You know, we could probably cut through this so that we could have 9 of these collectors here. Okay, looking at the time, whoops, I got a little carried away and ran a little bit over. So we'll go ahead and we'll end this video here. And join me next time here on Joe's Super Fantabulous PC Gaming channel, where we'll have more fun with the Dark Moon Challenge as we try to reach 300 colonists by the 70th day. There are only 30 days left. Can we do it? I'm going to try. I'm going to try real hard. See you next time.